Yeah, so I was chilling, looking around on YouTube, and I saw my dog AKOYE live, and I just hit him up and said, "Hey, let me jump in." And he shot me the link, and we just started to talk Cowboys football and Cowboys sports talk and beyond. You guys know how this go. So this is me and my dog AKOYE Media. Be sure to check out his YouTube page and his Instagram. The kid got a lot of good information, great stuff out there for you all. Let's listen. Casual conversation, by the way.
Law Nation, what's good, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you,
There you
man.
go.
Yeah, see, you
There
already
you go.
know.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Who that? Who that talk? What's good,
Hey,
man?
nothing to it, man. My dog,
I like that beard
Koye.
too, man. Your joint got
Yeah.
mine. See, I had mine. I cut him down,
No,
and
why you
now
had
mine
to
won't
cut him?
come back to where it was at, man. It's still looking skimpy. Your joint, man.
Mm.
That joint looking ironclad. I see you. I see you over there, bro. What's good?
Nah, nothing to it, man. Just holding it down. You thought it was something over here. You thought somebody was over here. That's just me playing around on my board.
No, I know what that was. I just like, who voice is that? Like, who voice
Yeah,
is
who
that?
voice is that, man?
Yeah,
So
no, you. I need to get those call outs because I watch a show. I watch this. Well, I don't watch it. I watch the one though. But the crazy dude, the dude that's popping right now, Kevin's who was evaluating the chick. He was on like World Star. He just went viral.
oh yeah, Kevin Samuels.
There you
Man.
go. And he got those
Yeah.
buttons. He had those buttons and
Yeah.
it'll bark or some other stuff like that. His voice got the little work. There you go.
Yeah,
See?
yeah. I
You
got
gonna
it
show me
all
that
on.
offline one time? I got you. What's good
Yeah.
though, man? What you want to talk about? Let's get it.
Oh man, it's
It's
your
your show.
world, man. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for tuning in to the Lone Nation Film Session. You know,
I hear you. I hear you, man. What's
nah,
good?
man. So you've been on for a minute, so I think you've been talking about the defense.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been
Defense
going.
wins championships, man. I've been trying to tell people that if we had better defense in 2016, who knows what would have happened? If we had better defense in 2018, who knows what would have happened? It's not about the quarterback and the offense. If you got defense, I've seen and you've seen with your life, right?
Yeah.
Brad, was it Brad Johnson? Did he win the Super Bowl?
Was it Brad? See, there's so many bad ones that won.
Trent Dilfer. I
Trent
know you know he
Dilfer.
won one.
Trash.
Trash.
Who was his receiver? Who were his receivers?
Oh my
Quadri,
goodness.
Ishmael, or something like that?
Yeah,
That's it.
somebody.
Yeah,
Somebody.
see? You barely
Yeah,
remember.
see?
You know,
Eli.
Tampa Bay was defense.
Yeah.
That was defense. That was all
Yeah.
defense. When
Yeah.
when Gruden won, Gruden is an offensive coach, but that was a defensive team, period. Warren Sapp, Brooks, John Lynch, all those dudes. So you 100%. You 100% when it comes to that.
Yeah,
I just feel like we didn't cover so much, but I feel like at the end of the day, speaking from like the politics of the Cowboys, like knowing how they act as a team, knowing that we got to deal with Jerry's world is still his world, is his team. It's going to be his team. So knowing we got to deal with that, like the only way I think we can excel to a Super Bowl, man, is if we load up on one side of the ball.
right.
So and then do patchwork on the other. I don't feel like he's going to go out and draft or pick, pieces where it's like you don't got Pro Bowler, a Pro Bowl safety, and then build in the secondary around that guy, then a Pro Bowl linebacker, even though we got one, but build the linebacker core around that guy, and then a Pro Bowl. We don't really do it like that. And he don't go out and buy those guys either. And when he does, he don't really give them the chance to do what they need to do for whatever reason, whether it's injury or scheme or however you want to say it. Though none of our free agencies pan out, not recently anyway. So
Yeah. And I heard when you was talking about that they tried, they went and got a McCoy, they went and got Poe, they went and got a guy named Clinton Dix, and none of that stuff worked out.
You remember we talked about Ha.
So, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I lean it more so of like, hey, those wasn't quality as well,
Yeah.
It's like, okay, McCoy, he was probably the only quality out of him, but he was long in the tooth.
Right.
That dude tooth was very long over there.
Right.
And
I think
of course,
McCoy
they
was
put that
probably
stuff
hurt
in that
before that
contract.
happened. You turn yourself up, Law. I can't hardly hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Yeah.
What
I
about
got you
now?
Oh,
Yeah, what
maybe
about
I
now?
need to turn my stuff up. Let me see.
Yeah, y'all
no,
can hear
I
me
had to
over there?
turn me up. It wasn't you. It was me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my
Okay.
fault. My fault.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
ain't want to blow people away over here. You know what I'm
You
saying?
You good.
Yeah.
Nah, but McCoy, I think, was probably hurt before he got here because that didn't seem
Right.
like an injury debilitating hit that Tristan put on him. It wasn't nothing. So unless he just hurt himself, caught himself up in the grass falling, I think he either got hurt shortly after he was here and he didn't want it to be a thing where it was non-football related. So he just waited until he got on a football field to pull it all the way off. I think that's just what I feel like happened. But other than that, I feel like, Dontari Poe was overweight. Yeah, he was overweight. But I think he played a way where we could have worked with it, put it that way. He wasn't trash. He just played in a way we could have worked with it. Whatever side he was on, they was not running to that side. That's just the way it was working. So that made at least the offense's run game more predictable. We could have worked with that. We didn't work with it at all. So I don't know, man. Like I don't know what to say about free agency because we've done that, and we've proven that we draft pretty good. So The only thing we can do, like I said, we already got a good offense. Like you said, the offense is good. Right. Shore up the offensive line, load up like we already loaded up on offense, and then patch up the defense to be a bend but don't break, young, opportunistic defense. You're going to get scored on, but that's why you got a good offense. See what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm thinking Dick Vermeil Rams. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. Offensive laden team where your defense job is just to force turnovers. So the whole scheme is take chances to force turnovers. You're going to give up some plays, but we going to force turnovers. That's what we want to have. We got to get this offense at least the ball back 2 times a game. That's what we should be aiming for.
Kind of like what the Colts did when they won their first Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's going to be it's going to be offense or nothing because that's where we got the talent at right now. That's above average like from top down everywhere. We got Pro Bowlers everywhere on offense. Defense, we got Pro Bowlers everywhere, but they not that. So to hide them, let them turn them loose, let them force turnovers. Let them force like not let them like they stopping them or something. But you know what I mean? Just let them play a little bit more opportunistic, a little more wild. You know what I mean?
So you the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, you would probably pick up the phone and you would call Wade Phillips then, because if you look at what he did when they went to the Super Bowl with Wade Phillips in Denver, right? That was his defense. They went there, and I believe they got a chance, an opportunity to win it. And then they went to the Super Bowl again when he was with the Rams. I don't think that they won it, but you know how that went. At least they've been to the dance.
But do you think Wade to come here again?
I don't think. Well, he's all open, for options now. His options are open. That's what he told Jeff Kavanaugh, right? That hey, I'm here basically. All I'm saying is he's not the end all be all. But
no, I like when you said that. That's the one name I wasn't thinking about, and probably because of the way he left. But I like Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips is a guy. When we were ping ponging this idea back and forth all day about do we go 4-3 or do we go get a guy that's only 4-3 or a guy that's 3-4? Wade Phillips is a guy that can come in with these guys and can work it, a hybrid defense and make it work. Right. Ever since I saw him use Jay Ratliff as a nose tackle. Jay Ratliff was not a nose tackle. He was a tight end in high school and in college or something like that. Right. And became a DT and was never big enough to be a nose tackle, in my opinion. He's probably like 290 on a good day and 305 on a bad. But yeah, he at his best, he was 290. You know what I mean?
Yep. And nobody was able to tell him, nah, dog, you can't play there,
Exactly. So if you could do that, and he figured out a way to use him that way. So if you can do that, that just shows his mindset when it comes to scheme. And I'm set, like I said, I feel bad for Nolan because he come from that same type of tree. You got Bum Phillips and then you got Chuck Nolan. So they both come from that same tree where football is in their blood. But I think Nolan just didn't get an opportunity to show how much he knows about the game or how much he's forgotten about the game. You know what I mean? But Wade shows if Wade can use a guy like Ratliff at nose tackle, it shows that he understands how to complement certain players' attributes, man. So he might be the guy. He might be the guy for that.
You spend a lot of realness over there. My thing is with Nolan, he kind of bend too quickly. As a defense, you're supposed to walk in there with your chest out and you slam everything on the table and say, damn it, you're going to run it my way.
Right.
You're not going to fold and bend to your thoughts or your ways, because then now the players are double-minded. They thinking like, man, back in the days, we used to do it this way.
Yeah.
And that's why you saw a lot of hero ball. That's when you saw a lot of thinking with Jalen Smith, because alienating your dog, Jalen Smith. He said, okay, we're going to kick you over to this spot and we're going to move LVE into this slot. And that kind of probably threw everything out. And if you remember and recall that Jalen was the one that said, hey, this defense is a little bit too complicated. We're doing too much. And then in the same interview, a little seconds later, Alden Smith was like, nah, dog, this defense is not that difficult. So when you have that, I would have been out as a defensive close the door, shut the door, and said, ain't now one of y'all you gonna leave up out of here now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to cuss. Now none of y'all gonna leave. We're gonna shut this door. And it's gonna be my defense, my name on the grass, because at the end of the day, he's gonna be gone.
Exactly.
The players gonna still be there. Well, some of the players gonna be gone too. But at the end of the day, it's his name on this.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're right about that. Like, you got to come in and establish an ironclad way of being. I think he was trying to be too player friendly with that. I do agree.
Friendly.
But he looks the part where he looked like he's stout, you know, when it comes to and discipline. But yeah, I think he bended a little bit too much to their will, because to bring players to a level, I think to bring the best out of these players, like a lot of these players still haven't peaked, but they believe they have because they act like it. LVE one, Jalen another one. They haven't coming out of their shell yet. X Woods is another one. These guys could all be better than they are right now if they committed and kind of dedicated themselves to actually believing in someone else's scheme. They're so stuck in their ways and what they want to do. And what they want to do has been so vanilla that they don't really know how to turn up to they don't know how to take it to another level. And when somebody come in to do that, and it seemed like the hiccups, it's like they self-sabotage this team because they didn't believe in the scheme. So they didn't even take time to know their assignments in most cases. Unless he's sitting there calling two plays, I don't see how you don't cover anybody as safeties. Like, you've been playing safety for a while now, both Woods and Thompson on that Seattle game I'm thinking about. Like, Nolan didn't call that. See what I'm saying? But they, like you said, these guys are second guessing and double talking and double thinking due to the fact that he left room for that. So you got a point with that. You got a point with that. A strong one.
Yeah. Am I still there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. Yeah, I can hear you, man. My face is just frozen over here, but it's all good.
Yeah, you
man.
froze over there. Yeah, you definitely
froze it over.
I see you. I see. I
but,
just ain't
but
saying
here's the situation. Yeah, I know you're a movie buff, just like me. The movie Coach Carter, you remember that? Based off a true story, by the way.
Yep.
Same team, just different coach. He came in there and he established a system. And he said, you know, I like the part when he was talking about, hey, he got these sisters. and he was talking about full court press and these sorts of things. And he would yell out, hey, I got a sister named Isabella. I got a sister named Dorothy. Yeah, I got a sister. And one of the guys said, damn, how many sisters do you got? But it was just the mentality that he wanted to establish. And he set a tone that everybody was able to grab hold to.
Right.
And I think that when Mike Nolan came onto the scene, he just never got a chance to establish that. And now that could be his demise. That could be the reason why all of the time that he's been a head defensive coordinator, that's why he's been ranked at the bottom end. It's because he probably can coach, but he don't know how to relate, basically.
That's a good point. And I don't spend that much time listening to him, right? So I don't know how his charisma comes off. Like, what I felt from him was like he's a stoic Navy SEAL type of dude, right? But maybe he don't act like that when it's time to be confrontational. And I took that from the idea, like, it took him a while to even come out of the booth to come down to the sideline after they started losing. He was still just on the booth, in the booth for a while. So I agree there. Like, maybe he don't know how to relate as good, because one thing that Marinelli could do is Marinelli would get you to run. You'll want to run through a wall for him. So that's one thing that he could do. These guys didn't seem like from the very beginning, and I thought it was COVID or just the newness of it, but they didn't seem like they wanted to play for him very much from the very beginning of the season. It's like this been a long season, it feel like, and from the rip, they haven't really been on, Team Nolan.
Yeah, they haven't. So I think that the Cowboys, since Mike McCarthy came out and said, hey, there was no continuity established, they might just pick a coach within the confines of the locker room and say, okay, George Edwards, you will now be elevated to being their defensive coordinator. We like what you did with the Vikings since 2015 to 18 or 19. Let's try to see if we can get that same magic over here.
Now that would be probably other than Wade Phillips, because I hadn't thought about who we would go after, but other than Wade Phillips, I think that would be my favorite pick. Like someone else brought it up earlier today, but that would be my favorite pick for defensive coordinator next year too. He knows Jerry, but he also knows Zimmer's scheme, and I like Zimmer's. I haven't liked the Cowboys defense very much since Zimmer left, to be honest.
Wow.
For real.
Wow.
I like this more because Roy Williams, I told you, I started watching football when I was younger. Roy Williams brought me back to football because of the way Zimmer used him. He was a battering ram. I said, every time I watched a game, I see a dude flying around knocking somebody's head off. And I'm like, who the hell is 31? And from there, it was just on. And I think Hard Knocks was that year too, his rookie year. So both of those things together kind of brought me back to watching football again. But yeah, Edwards would be good because the Vikings had unique talent too, like Barr, right? You got a guy like Barr who you don't really quite know. He's not a middle linebacker at all. He's not just a pass rusher either, but what is he? He a guy that if you brought him in and just said, hey, play middle linebacker out of position, you probably look like trash too. You know what I'm saying? So you got a guy like Jalen, you want to work with him, even though Edwards is on this team working with him now, but you want to work with him. I think he would be a better bet for using an athlete and simplifying the game for that athlete. I think he would be a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, you speaking the truth, and I love the assessment that you guys gave earlier on the Xavier Woods.
Oh man,
oh my goodness, if he playing on force, you got to come down and field.
Right.
And sometimes as a safety, you can't be cute. You can't be making business decisions. I want him to come down, and that's why you knew for sure if there was Roy back in the days. My goodness, there's people helmets is going to be picked up off the field, and there were so many opportunities for Xavier Woods to do that this year.
Xavier was playing to not get hurt because he felt like he told himself the wrong things this season, and Parcells said it. You can't protect yourself. You can't protect players and win. That's not what you're doing. You practice them hard because they got to play hard, right? So it's the same thing with Xavier Woods. He came in and told himself the wrong thing. He said to himself, I can guarantee you this is what he said. If I can just make it through this season and not get hurt, I'm already playing okay, right? If I can make it through the season and not get hurt, I'm going to make some big money. I can't get hurt this year. And he played like it the whole year. He was better than this before. He's better than this last year. Now, he's never been great, but he was way better than this.
Yeah, he drop-off started last year a little bit.
Yeah, he wasn't this mad at him. But now it's like, get him out of here because he's playing like a guy who thinks he's about to get paid if only he doesn't get hurt. That's how he plays. Instead of playing like a guy that says to himself, this is my year. I got to ball out this year because I want to make as much money as possible. That's what he should have been telling himself. That's what Dak was telling himself because Dak was playing like a guy who said, listen, I want my money and I want what I asked for. And I will die to get it. He played like that. And he probably still get his money after this. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because of what he put on the film before he went down. Xavier is at a point where if he get turf toe, he in trouble. Because if he go down, nobody's begging for him to come back. Not here or anywhere. Who kicking down doors for a guy who don't tackle, think that that says publicly you only got to run 70% of the time. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, is not that physical and not an undersized foot's position at that. So yeah, it's like he put himself in that position, man. He put himself in that position, and I agree with you. I don't think Xavier Woods will be here no more, bro. I think
I feel exactly what you're saying. And now I listened to the segment that you was talking about with the drafting of the defensive tackle. Sometimes that's a weird area. It could take about 2 to 3 years for that man body to get available.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Take about 2 because like everybody looking at D-Ron Payne now, they're like, and the other interior guy on the Washington team.
Yeah.
This not their rookie year. Right?
Nah.
Right. But they got some.
But you got to start somewhere with that though. Like look at we seen that. Like a lot of people begging for Tristan Hill to come back. I was ready to get him out of here his first year. So I agree with you. You're right. But the trenches, whether we address it with one or the other, got to get addressed through free agency, either corner or D tackle. You pick. You pick, but both of them not going to get filled in the draft. And I would prefer to have, I think, as far as a defensive tackle is concerned, it's more of a physical, instinctive position than corner. Corner, you better know what you're doing. So I would rather have if I'm going to go veteran in free agency, I'm going to go corner, and then I'm going to go get a defensive tackle that's young because I can play a young defensive tackle and still get
That
somewhere.
young bull, the young bull.
Yeah.
Hey, one of the things that I was listening into what you were saying with the cryptocurrency, you said about a couple of hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about crypto.
Yeah,
And
man.
you know, when
I was a
we start talking
millionaire,
about
Law.
trade,
You hear me?
yeah, you just
I was a
yeah.
millionaire already, man. Damn, hurt my feelings. He told me too. He said he used to mine cryptocurrency. He had all these servers that he had that were recommissioned from the military, and he started a business off of it. He used to mine crypto, and I said, "What the hell is that, bro?" And he was telling me about it back then, and I was like, "Yeah, whatever." But I had it.
Yeah.
I had it. I just didn't know what it was. I didn't value it, and I didn't educate myself. I'm hurt. I'm still hurt. Still hurt by that.
Well, the situation with that is that, you know, there's a known commodity and there are the unknowns, right?
Yeah.
Like the things that we just can't see. And I believe with the Dallas Cowboys looking at this free agency, this 2021, they better get a known commodity to help out either the secondary or up front.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I agree with you too, because it's like McCoy could have been that if he would have held up, or even Dontari Poe. But you can't have a bunch of young guys where you're installing a new scheme and they already proved that they're not the most cerebral young guys. If you got a team that's not cerebral and don't know where to be and where they need to be, your coach can't really fix that by himself. He needs guys that's on the field that already know what's being asked. So when they see something that ain't right before the ball snap, the coach can't do nothing for you then. The players got to do that. So in those situations, you need veterans. And because I chose to go young defensive tackle because we got guys who've been here. Like you got guys like Alden, you got guys like D-Law that's up front, you know. And then on linebacker core, you got Sean Lee, and then you got Jalen, and Jalen who's not young either. Jalen been around a little bit. So you got some guys who are a little older, and you got Joe Thomas. You got older guys at linebacker, right? You don't really need to go get a veteran there. But at corner, we got so many young guys, and corner seemed like we were like not corner, but secondary. We seem so lost this year. I think that would be where I would go with a veteran. What you feel about that?
Well, it's depending on what's out there for us to get. I'm leaning more so. I was with the mindset you go with that veteran like a Justin Simmons, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody that you got to pay the 12 to 13 mil is going to hurt you up front.
Yeah.
But at least you would say to yourself, man, I shot myself in the foot without paying Byron Jones. I got off the hook with because I didn't pay Robert Quinn because he ain't doing nothing over there in Chicagoland.
Right.
Nevertheless, I need to go make sure that this not ever going to be the historically bad defense ever. So let me get Justin Simmons. Let me reinvest as well with the draft or what have you. You said you like the Alabama kid. Let's go pick up the Alabama kid, or let's go pick up the Marvin kid from Florida. Marvin, what's his name? William Wilson, something like that. Big boy. Let's pick up this big boy, or let's go into this situation and picking up a known commodity. Somebody's out there on the streets, but they can't be long in the tooth. You got to get quality over quantity.
Yeah, we need a guy that fits this scheme, that Jerry. But see, Jerry is like, it seems like he's trying to hide oil spill, so to speak, because it's not a coincidence that the guys that come here who are those guys, those veteran guys, they don't last very long. We don't get the veterans that come here. They come here to die, so to speak. Come here, their career over. But we don't get the guys that's like, oh, he got him from another team and he's been here, 5-6 years. And we don't really get those guys. They don't stay. And like Michael Bennett came here last year, right? You know what I'm saying? We get those guys that are like almost near the end of their career, and none of them come here and feel like this is the culture for winning. They talk about this culture, all of them, down to the man, when they get here. So it's like Jerry wants to bring those guys, but he also doesn't want to be criticized for what he hasn't been doing, what hasn't been done. Because even though they're coming in thinking, and I think a lot of players make this mistake, thinking that they're criticizing Jason Garrett or Mike McCarthy or the coaches, they don't realize how integral Jerry is to all that. So they come in criticizing, and that'd be the quickest way out for them. So it's not even really about ability when it comes to the veterans that we brought in. It's about, can they last here
Mhm.
culturally long enough to make a difference? That's the thing.
Man,
Because they got to be, you got to let men be men in the locker room. And Jerry proved that he would destroy his own business to prove a point, because he done got rid of Jimmy Johnson doing that, right? So he proved that he's willing to risk it all just to be right. He's that type of guy.
Yeah. And when he says not amount of money, well, I guess what he says about I'll write out a check that if I can guarantee the Super Bowl is not amount of money that I would write out, basically.
Yeah.
I sit there and be like, nah, dog, because there's no salary cap as related to coaching. We should
Right.
have all of the best coachings in
Right.
in
We
the
should
National
have the
Football
best
League.
system here. We should have the best system here because Jerry's willing to pay for it. We should have the best strength and conditioning coaches. They say that the players say that it's laid out, though. When they go in the locker room, they love it and all that. That's cool.
Mhm.
They like playing here because they like the money. They like all of the perks you get for being in the Dallas Cowboys spotlight that it give you. That's cool too. But I think you need guys who love football a little bit more than they love the limelight. And that's hard to find in this day and age, especially with young guys. But that's why I want to go after a guy that can stay here, that's a veteran who can play in this culture. But that's easier said than done.
No doubt, fam.
Easier
No
said
doubt
than
at
done,
all,
man.
man. Man, this is a
You're-
fire show, man. I thought I could just jump in, voice my thoughts and opinions and throw
Man,
it
I
out.
already know you got like 5 other shows to do, man. You probably live on other screens right now. That's how you
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm also live over here on Facebook and Periscope.
100. That's how you move, man. But
Yes,
I'm
indeed.
loving it. I gotta catch up. I'm snowed in anyway, so I ain't got no choice but to sit here and do work, man. I'm gonna sit still. The weather done got me sat down. It's about to be a dark winter, they say, right?
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be crazy over there,
yeah,
man.
so it is what it is. But I appreciate it, man. You always support, man. Always show love, always, man. So there's always gonna be mutual over here for me too, man. Got love for you, man.
No
Appreciate
doubt, man. I got to get you on probably one of those late night hypes, man.
it.
Shoot,
Man, get me on there, man. I need that. Give me that expo. I know I'm not polished. I will not curse that night. I'll be good that night, man. I promise you. I won't embarrass you.
You know,
I
Big
won't
A
smoke.
James, you
I
know,
won't.
first, you know what
I
I'm
won't
saying?
smoke no weed. I won't drink. I won't curse. I'll be on point that day. I
Oh, my
promise you.
goodness, man.
Because I
You
know.
We're going to be glocking them up over here, man. We're going to be shooting them down, baby.
Let's light it up. Let's light it up. Let me know when. I'm on it, man.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
indeed. And shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah.
Let's continue to grow AKOYE.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir. And let's continue to grow. What's her name? Brianna Batiste.
Brianna Batiste. You know,
I
hey, we
put
don't
her
have to
on-
bring.
I gave her a shout out on one joint. I just didn't make it consistent because I stopped doing videos right after that. I had one of my little cousins went down after that, so I took a little break again. But I'm gonna make that a consistent thing, man, because I bang with her. I don't want her to quit. I like her.
No. We gonna have to figure out something, man. Maybe we'll do a Kelvin Samuels type of show. You know what I'm saying?
I got oh yeah. That's not bad. That cowboy late night relationship talk.
Yeah. Q&A. Call in.
Right.
Shoot them the Zoom link.
Are the ladies of the blue? They see, I just came up with a name. See, she better do it. Ladies of the blue. There you go.
What was your thought right quick before I roll up out of here, man?
What's up?
On those Paul kids, man.
Which one?
Both of them, they speaking reckless, man. They talking about they gonna lay people out. Now they knocked out Nate Robinson. I'm like,
Oh, you talking
dog,
about the
you knocked
boxer
out
kids?
Nate Robinson.
Oh,
The
okay.
boxer
Who
kids,
they?
Logan.
Go ahead.
You know, what are your thoughts on them?
Nate Robinson that's probably the best thing that could have happened. I don't remember if it was Logan or Jake, but to the Paul brothers, because Nate Robinson is not a boxer. He's an athlete who clearly can't fight at all. I don't mean just can't hold his hands. He was running into those punches. So if you run into a punch, I don't care how good you are, you going to sleep. And I didn't know that the weight difference was or the size difference was so much either. So those kids, they can box.
Yeah, and they got some tech.
They can box, but I don't give them credit beyond beating guys. Like my trainer used to say this: you're not training to be able to beat amateur fighters. You're training to be able to beat killers. You know, and they not able to beat nobody. Really not at all. I don't think so. But it's good optics, the fact that he knocked Nate Robinson out. So they will get some money out of it. And I'm all for YouTubers using their platform to do other things, because I would love to fight one of those. I'll fight either one of them right now. Yeah. Anyone. I don't even got to train. I go outside and run them right now. Let's fight today. I'm with it. I'll do it for 100K right now. But so I'm all for that. So I don't want to sound like I'm hating on them because I'm not. But they really I'll watch these guys. I'll train a guy up to kill him. And it's a lot of dudes out here that can because they don't have to deal with anything. KSI can't really. He's not a boxer either. Nate Robinson, he's not a boxer. But these guys are boxers when it comes to their day-to-day life. They wake up and live like a fighter. So to the fans, to the casual fan, they look better than they are because they're so much better than a guy walking down the street. So a dude that's just another YouTuber that doesn't box and doesn't have a boxing background, or just another guy that's from any other sport, they'll kill all that.
Yeah,
but
kill all that.
Fighting a fighter, no, I don't care who it is. Like, I don't care. They got puncher's chance. Now I see they hit pretty hard, but nah, I don't see them.
He put up 50 mil to fight old boy.
Oh, it's smart business. Now should he get the fights? Yeah, he could get that money up. Fight him. They should fight him. Get that money. But they gonna get their asses kicked, man. Bad.
My goodness, man.
Bad.
I can't wait to see how all of this stuff.
Bad.
And they're trying to bait your boy into a ring.
Who?
Dez, one of them guys.
Oh yeah, that'd be bad for Dez. Dez, don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
But Dez is so much bigger than Nate, though.
Yeah, but this ain't wrestling.
Yeah, this ain't wrestling.
Now, I tell people, it don't matter how big you is. The human head only weigh 8 to 16 pounds. That's it. You can knock the shit out of 16 pounds, can't you? Anybody can. 12-year-old can do that. So it don't matter how big Dez is. His head ain't gonna get no bigger, and if he can't defend that head, it's over.
All right, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man, but I appreciate you for letting me on the show, man. I'll get over here and
likewise, man. Bring me on. I'll talk to you soon, man. Talk to you,
fam. Salute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Shout out the law, and I'm looking in the comments. Kenny Lott, you talking about why you lying? Kenny, you already know, Kenny. You know what I do, and I know you ain't talking because you be talking about Dak about to have 8,000 yards this season. So you speak everything into existence. I know, but I'll fight one of them dudes right now. I ain't lying. Anyway, shout out the law. Appreciate you jumping on.